Okay, good. So, hi everyone, and we came back to the challenge introduction session. So let me just share my screen. So can you guys see my screen? Okay, okay, okay. So let's get started. So okay. So this week we're going to be working on predicting price moves with the news sentiment, where we will use real-world financial news and discover how these headlines shape or change the like sentiment scores, and how that would affect the price movement in the like stocks. So we'll have financial news, and we have headlines for this news, and we will see how the sentiments of these financial news headlines affect the price movement in stock. So it's a really very interesting and rewarded problem. So yeah, without further ado, I'm going to start. So in this project, you will learn. So this is you can read about this more, but you will learn how to skills in data engineering, financial analysis, and machine learning. So yeah, for the scenario, on the scenario or the business objectives, currently or for this week, you're going to be working at a company called Nova Financial Solutions, which your company aims to enhance its predictive analytic capabilities to significantly boost its financial forecasting accuracy and operational efficiency through advanced data analysis. So they want to be more efficient and more accurate in their forecasting of their financials, so that they will make better and smarter investments decisions in the future. So so you're going to be working as a data analyst in Nova Financial Services company, and you're going to be your primary task is going to be to conduct. So is that a question? Yes. So is that a question? Well, so is it for everyone, guys? And I get some confirmations. So is it good for everyone? I think let me ask. So okay. So maybe besides only from your side. So can you share? Can you check your network and try to find a better one? Okay. Thank you guys for the feedback. So let me confirm. So you're gonna be you're working as a data analyst at the company, and your primary task is going to be to conduct analysis of the financial news data, and focus your analysis should be of two folds. So the first one is, of course, the sentiment analysis on the headlines, where you will try to quantify the tone and sentiment like expressed in the financial news. So sentiment means so the tone. So is it a positive tone or a negative tone, or is it like a neutral tone? So you will have basically you will have three categories: a negative tone, which is a negative sentiment, where the headline or the news is saying something negative. Sorry about that. And the positive is where the headline, when the headline represents a positive tone or say positive sentiment, and for the neutral, it's neither of them. So if you quantify it numerical, it's going to be from -1 up to 1. So where -1 represents the most or the highest negative sentiment, and the +1 represents the highest positive sentiment, and 0 represents a neutral sentiment, and anywhere in between 0 to 1 it's a positive sentiment, and 0 to -1 is going to be a negative sentiment. So that's just a highlight, but we will have a session on that as well. So the first fold is going to be to perform sentiment analysis in these headlines and to quantify the tones and sentiment. So you will be using NLPs, which are natural language processing techniques, and you will have also toolkits to do this and to deliver the sentiment scores. And later on, you will be associating them these sentiment scores with their respective stock symbol or the tickers. We call them tickers, and you will understand the emotional context surrounding the stock related news. So how does the news relate to the stock? So that's basically what you're going to be doing. And the second one is, which is also important, is to establish a statistical correlation between the sentiment derived from the news and the corresponding stock price movement. So this is very important. So what you will be doing is you have the sentiment analysis. You already have the ticker symbols or how they are moving. So you're going to be having a correlation analysis between the two to see how much effect does the news have on the price. So you will be tracking the stock price change around the dates where the article was published, and analyze the impact of the news on the stock. So basically, you will be seeing if if the news have a good correlation or impact on the movement of the stocks or the price. So at last you're going to be recommending insights from the sentiment analysis to suggest investment strategies. So is it very correlated? And if it is correlated, is it positively correlated or negatively correlated? How strong is the correlation? And how we can use this information on as investment strategy. So you will be recommending these things. So these strategies should utilize the relationship between the two data sets, which means the news sentiment and the stock price fluctuations to predict the future movement. So in the final report, you should provide clear and actionable insights based on your analysis, offering innovative strategies to use news sentiment as a predictive tool for stock market trend. So just to give a highlight of what you can do with this analysis. So if you predict, if you are able to drive a good correlation between the two, so in order to invest your money in a stock, you only have to follow the news. So just by following the news, you will know the sentiment, and from the sentiment, you will know how the price or the stock's price is going to move. So you can make smarter and better investments. So it's a really interesting and a really good and actionable data or project. So yeah. And for this week, we have provided you with two data sets. The main one, or the one that I'm going to be showing you here, is the news data, where on the news data, you have the headlines, the headline of the news, which is the title of the news article, often includes key financial actions like stock hitting high, stock target changes, or company earnings. So as you can see, stocks hitting highs is going to be a positive sentiment, but if it was stocks hitting lows, it would be a negative sentiment. So this is basically just an example of what the sentiment analysis would look like. And here you will have also a URL, which is just the directly link to the full news article. If you want to take a look, the authors, like the publishers, or like the authors of the creators of the article, the date when the article was published, the stock, which is a list of, or the specific stock that the publication or the news talks about specifically. So these are just unique ticker symbols that represents the company. So AAPL represents Apple, for Microsoft, and for Facebook. So it was FB, but now they have changed to Meta. So you have to also look out for that. So for the team, you will have me, Kerod, Mahawa, and Pirimon. And for the key dates, right now we're having the challenge introduction. And for the interim sales submissions, as always, this is going to be, unless specified, it's going to be Sunday up to midnight or 5 p.m. or 8 p.m. UTC, Sunday, November. Sorry, I think this should be. I don't know how. That's sorry about this. November 23rd, and for the final, it's going to be 8 p.m. UTC on Tuesday, November 25th. So for communication, let's use the all week one. The all week one. Sorry about that. The all week one channel on Slack. And at the end of by the end of this week, you will be learning how to configure a reproducible Python in data science environments with GitHub integrations. Perform a deeper dive into EDA or explanatory data analysis on text and time series data. Compute technical indicators like MA, RSI, and MACD with using Talib and Finance. We will also have a session on this one. And run sentiment analysis on news headlines or any text with using NLPs or natural language processings. And tools and measure correlation between the news and stock market returns or the stock price returns, and finally documenting your findings with concise writing and publication style report. So yeah, for the planning, for the tasks, you will have data understanding. Almost always start with data understanding as long as there's the data, and then move to EDA and then statistical thinking. Or for the KPIs, you will have proactively self-learning, sharing, and so on. So I think these are yeah. Is that a question? I think we have a question. Yes, Sanait.
Yes. Okay. So I have questions on the previous task for the task one. So it said hello. Can you hear me?
We're just starting with the tasks. So here, if you are you talking about this, yeah. So we haven't started with the tasks, yeah.
Okay.
This is just a project planning. Yeah. Okay. Hey, I think we have questions as well. How can we classify them into categories? Is there a list of words to group them by, or how exactly? So we have there is already a machine learning model or a natural natural language processing toolkit that already does this for you. So don't worry, we'll have a session about this, and you will see how you can do this. Okay. Just to be sure, we are talking about the price in past news? Yes. So like for the price, you can still fetch new prices, but for the news, since they are from, I believe, 2009 or 10 up to 2020, so you will be using the sticker symbols or the prices from that range as well. Jonathan. So we have already extracted the news and the prices for you guys to use. So don't worry about that as well. Okay, so let's get started with task one. So this is similar with the previous week's task. So it's going to be setting up your Git and GitHub. So this I believe are similar with what you had done in the last week. So setting up your Python environment, Git version control, and CI/CD, like setting up these things. So you will the KPIs for this task are going to be development environment setup and relevant skill in the area demonstrated. So at least you have the minimum essential to do are creating GitHub repositories that will be using to host the code for this week. Create at least one new branch for the task. That's called task one for your analysis, and commit your work at least 3 times a day. So including to the GitHub, you're gonna be performing EDA and data understanding. So you will be doing these 4 things. So the first one is descriptive statistics. So this is just statistics. So what you have done earlier, just to obtain basic statistical understanding of the text. So this includes the textual length, how like the count, the word count, or like the character count of the headline, count the number of articles per publisher, just to see which publisher is most active during that period. So we just have to filter like by the publisher names and identify which publisher has the most like publishes, and analyze the publication date to see the trend over time, just to see where or which days more publications are happening, and specifically which time. You can also see which time or around which time do a lot of the news are being published. You can also see that. And the next one is the text analysis, which is topic modeling by using the NLPs, which is natural language processing tools, to identify the common words, keywords for or phrases that are being repeated, like in the headlines, to potentially extract topics and significant events like FDA approval, price targeting, so on. So these are, so you already have a tool for this one, which we will also show you. But basically, you will use NLP to extract these keywords and phrases, and to hopefully extract the topics. And time series analysis. So since the publications also have time, you will see the spikes in the article publication related to the specific market events. So like this is similar to what I have mentioned earlier, at which time of the day a lot of publications are happening, and around which days are like a lot of the publications are happening, and where there is specific market event around that time. You can also see Google that and try to relate that. And analyze the publishing times might reveal their specific time most news are revealed. So yeah, so this is very important because it will inform the traders around which time to expect the news. And lastly, you will do which publishers contribute most to the news feeds. Is there a difference in the type of news they report? So, and if the email addresses are used as publisher names, identify the unique domain to see if organizations contribute more frequently. So you have the publisher and you have the organizations, but in order to find the organization, you will have to look at their emails. So if their emails are mentioned, you can track their organization by using that as well. So that's task one. Is it clear, guys? So do you have any questions, Hanait? I think you had a question earlier. So
yes. Okay. Yeah. So for this, for the analysis, for the time series, and for this, are we using EDA data like we did for the previous challenge? I didn't see data for the task one.
So yes, we do have the data. So here is the data. I have introduced it earlier. So here you will have the news data zip file, which you can download and use. So it will have these columns, the headlines, the URL, the publishers, the date, and the stuff.
Okay, great.
Yeah. Okay. Is there any question? Any other questions, guys? Or is it clear? Can you give me some thumbs up if it's clear? Okay. Good. Okay. So going to the second task, we're just going to be on the second set of data, which is that the wine finance data. So we have extracted this data by using the Yahoo Finance APIs. So you will also see how you can do it, but we have already extracted them. So you can use these ones, or you can use by extracting your own, but it's going to be the same data, but it's good to know. So we will show you how you can also extract the data. So here we have a set of tickers. So we have Apple, Amazon, Google, Meta, Microsoft, and NVIDIA. So these are the tickers and the stock price for each of them. So the second task is going to be doing qualitative analysis by using Binance and Talib. So so the first thing you will do is load and prepare the data, load the data. So you have the columns open. So open represents, of course, you will have a session on this, but just to introduce you to the data set. So open means, so when so every day there is an open time and a closing time for the market. So open means the price of the ticker at that specific time. So when the market opens, what was the price of the ticker? High means during the day, there is going to be some fluctuations in the price of the ticker, right? So what is the highest it has gone, and low means what is the lowest it has fallen to. And close means the closing price. When the market closed, what was the price of the ticker? And volume means how much of the ticker was sold in that specific day, or between the opening and the closing time, how much of the ticker was sold, or like, you know, the in transaction. So volume just means that. So okay, I think Mifta, you are unmuted. Is that a question, or just you forgot? Okay. Okay, so analysis. So and then you will apply analysis indicator with Talib. So you will use Talib to calculate various technical indicators such as the moving average, relative strength index, and moving average covariance, convergence, divergence. So you will have a sessions. If you are new to these things, don't worry about it. And you will use the Binance for financial metrics as well. So after doing this, you will visualize the data, create a visualization to better understand the data and its impact in different indicators of the stock price. So the minimal to do, the minimum essential to do here is to merge task one branch into the main. So always, like I would like to emphasize this. So always, almost always, remember to merge your branches into main after you're done with them. Okay. So, and always remember to use pull requests when you do that. And create at least one branch called task 2 on the ongoing development of the dashboard. So commit your work with commit message and prepare your data, calculate the technical indicators, and create the visualizations. Okay, so is task 2 clear, guys? Just before I move to the task 3. So is it clear? Any questions? Okay, good. About the news, is it unstructured data, right? Which tools do you use to give the data meaning? So I will get back to that, but let me just finish this one up. So after you have prepared the news data, like actually you have just did just analysis on the news data and analysis on the stock price data, you will come to the correlation and the news and stock movement. So the first and the most important thing that you need to do is to align the dates. So you'll have different dates for each one of them. So the first thing that you need to do is to align the dates. So make sure that both data sets, which means the news and the stock price, are aligned by dates. This might include or involve not normalized timestamps. So just check the dates of those data sets and identify the issue if there is any, and it might involve not normalizing that. And then after you make sure the dates are like aligned, you can do sentiment analysis by conducting sentiment analysis on the news headline to quantify the tone of each articles. So we have positive, negative, and neutral, but this is not the quantitative or this is the qualitative, right? So it's positive, negative, and neutral, but we'll have to quantify. So the tool already does this. So just use the numerical value, because that's going to be, so you can have both the numerical and the like the positive, negative, and then the neutral, but also have the neutral, the numerical value as well. Okay. So you can use NLTK, just the natural language toolkits, and the text block to do the sentiment analysis. Yeah, so we will show you how to do them so that you can choose and do it as well. And finally, you will do calculate the daily returns, stock returns, by computing the percentage change in the closing and opening to see the stock movement. And then you will have a correlation analysis between the stock returns and the sentiment of the news. So here you can see the minimal sessions to do are to create at least one branch called task 3, and on the data preparation, you need to normalize the dates, perform sentiment analysis, compute the daily returns, and aggregate the sentiment and do a correlation analysis. Okay, so exactly, guys, that's pretty much all about the tasks that you need to do. So is it clear? Do you have any questions? Anything that's not clear, please raise. Okay. So Jonathan, so unstructured, so you can do some cleaning on the data. Like after reviewing it, you can do it, but I think your question is not with the cleaning, it's unstructured data, right? Which tools it use to give the data meaning. So it already understands. So if you are talking about the sentiment analysis, you don't have to worry about giving. So it's already being trained on lots and lots of data that's already tagged. So it knows what to look for and how to classify them. But what I would suggest is, so especially for the topic modeling, you should always start with removing stop words. So stop words are words that doesn't give context or meaning, but are there is or the or like he, she, it, or like things like that. Stop words are just words that doesn't have that much context or that doesn't have too much influence on the sentiment, but are there. So for the topic, if you don't remove them first, you will definitely see them in the topic, but they are not topics, so you need to clean them out. So, Jonathan, is that clear? Okay. Okay, so for the due dates, so as usual, you will have until Sunday, November 23rd, 8 p.m. UTC to submit your interim submissions. Of course, you will have two submissions, one for the GitHub link and the other for the interim report, which covers task 1 and your progress on task. Is that a question, Muhajra? Is that a question? I think it's a mistake. Okay. So try to make it like a maximum length of 3 pages for the interim, and focus on summarizing your initial findings, the methodology you have used, and if there are any challenges you have encountered, so that you will have a concise and informative report at the end. And on Tuesday, November 25th, you will also have the final submissions. And here you will be submitting the GitHub link to your main branch. So as always remember to merge into main. If you don't, for this week, we have graded them manually, but if it is not merged, it might not be graded. So it's and for the final report, you will have a report that covers all of the work that you have done for week 1 in details. So please try to include a maximum of 10 pages with maximum of 10 plots, and try to write it in a style suitable for publication in the mid-blog. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So for the sessions, for the tutorial sessions, you'll have right now we're having the introduction to the challenge, and in the afternoon we'll have stock market data and analysis. And tomorrow in the morning session we'll have introduction to Y finance and finance. And in the afternoon we'll have a session about modular programming with Python scripts and Jupyter notebook. And on Friday we'll have two sessions as well, which are introduction to quantitative and time series analysis. And in the afternoon, we'll have data visualization and interpretation. And on Monday, we'll have a session on correlation analysis, and we'll have two uh, Q&A sessions, one on Monday and the other on Tuesday. We have also included some references that you can walk through, you can read to get a better understanding or grasp about stock market, like Git, data engineering, and so on. So that's it from myself. If you have any questions, so Jonathan, what do you mean by, so if you can unmute, that would be better because I'm not really understanding your question here. So it is a raw data. You're gonna be needing to do some cleaning. Like, of course, it depends on the type of analysis that you're trying to do. So for topic modeling specifically, you will need to do some cleaning by removing the stop words. If you do not, you will have the stop words as the topics. But for the others, you might not need to. Is that clear now? Okay. Okay. Okay, guys. So that's it from my side for the Chinese introductions. Do you have any questions? I would like to hear if you have any questions. So Daniel, do you think this will be really, this will really work in the real life stocks or any other related stuff? Of course it does. So you're going to be using real time, real data from real news data, and you will be using real stock data. So why not? Why do you think it's not going to? So even if you look deeper into these markets, this is exactly how they operate. So every time all of the challenges are from real world challenge or real world problems, and that could be applicable to solve the issue at hand. So Daniel, yes, just a short answer, yes, they are applicable. Uh, Victor said, is the tutorial we get from here enough to complete the project, or is it better to watch from external source? Just one personal. So I would say, so you be the judge. So in my case, I think it's more than enough to just to, if you follow the sessions, if you even just follow the challenge document, I think it's very detailed. If you just follow the challenge document and some of the sessions, I think you can achieve more. But of course, for some edge cases, we might not have, like covered. You might need to watch that, like from external sources, from YouTube as well. Like for example, when you try to normalize the dates, it might not be covered in the challenge, like in the uh, sessions, but you can look for how to normalize the dates and to align the dates, what's the best strategy, and so on from external sources. But of course, you can also ask on Slack any of the tutors, and we will be happy to help. Yeah. Okay. So any other questions, guys? This is good, so keep them coming. We still have time. Okay, so does this mean everything is clear and we can end the session? Okay, good. In that case, I think we can end the session. Thank you all for joining. Uh, and yeah, see you guys on Slack.